Every single year, the NHL Network releases their top NHL player position rankings, and in today's video, we will be taking a look at their top 10 goalie rankings entering the 2025-26 NHL regular season. And of course, we're going to take a look at where they have Igor Shesterkin ranked, where they had him ranked last year, maybe why that's changed around a little bit, and kind of talk about Igor Shesterkin in general there, and talk about why I still do think he is still one of the true best goalies in the entire NHL, even after not having a phenomenal past season here, and also, of course, after signing that massive contract, which some fans definitely don't love. And obviously, there's just been lots of kind of talk around Igor, with him getting that massive contract. So we're just going to talk a whole lot about Igor Shesterkin in today's video. So let's just get right into things here, and we'll start off with taking a look at the kind of top 10 list from last year. So entering the 2024-25 season, so entering last season there, Igor Shesterkin was actually in first place there at number one. Then in second place, they had Connor Hellebuyck. Third, Andrei Vasilevskiy. Fourth, Jeremy Swayman. And fifth, Ilya Sorokin. So Igor was at number one heading into last season for NHL Network. But now for this season, heading into this upcoming one, they have changed things around a bit here, as they have number one now Connor Hellebuyck, at number two, Andrei Vasilevskiy, and at number three, Igor Shesterkin, with at number four, Sergei Bobrovsky, and at number five, Jake Oettinger. But the big thing there obviously being Igor dropping down from number one to number three. And I think that is understandable, of course, with how things went this past season for the Rangers as a whole. It was a disastrous season. The team did not make playoffs. Igor Shesterkin himself did not have his best season, although the team around him wasn't phenomenal. He still had some streaky kind of moments there where he'd have a game or two where he wasn't playing great, and then he'd get back to his normal self, but then he definitely had a few games here and there, and was a little inconsistent this past season, I felt like. But overall, he still was a really good goalie, and we'll take a look at the numbers and the advanced stats in a second here that definitely back up my point in saying that, Igor still was, although in itself it was a bad year for Igor, in general, it still was a pretty good overall season just for the average goalie, you could say. So, yes, it wasn't that Vezina caliber guy, that $11.5 million cap hit worthy guy, I guess you could say. Obviously he wasn't that level of player last season, but Igor still was, in general, a pretty solid goalie. So I think having him still in the top three makes a lot of sense there. I mean, if I had to do power rankings for goalies, would I have him at number one entering this season? Probably not, but I still think Igor is a phenomenal goalie, and I still think he is right up there with the best. And when you take a look at the playoff numbers and the advanced stats in the regular season and playoffs as well, it really only backs up my point in thinking that he is truly one of the better goalies in the entire NHL. And, of course, he's not going to be competing for the Vezina maybe every single season, but I think when you really take a look at things there and you kind of see how good he is come playoff time as well, and that's something that I think fans really need to see, how good Igor actually is come playoff time compared to some other kind of top goalies around the NHL. And we're going to talk about a guy like Connor Hellebuyck, and I made a video on this in the past where, yes, Connor Hellebuyck, he went out there, and he won the Vezina Trophy. He was phenomenal this past season in the regular season. That's the big thing. You take a look at his playoff numbers, he was a disastrous player for the Winnipeg Jets. He was absolutely terrible. His advanced numbers are awful. His basic numbers are awful. He was quite terrible. And this is not just one playoff run where Connor Hellebuyck has, been a little bad and the numbers aren't looking too great. This is 3 consecutive playoff runs now where he has had a well below 900 save percentage. Not even at a 900, not even like a 905 or, like a 907, something decent, something okay. He's had an 866 save percentage this past season in 13 games played. Not a small sample size. Then he has an 864 save percentage in 2023-24 in the 5 games in that year's playoffs. And then back in 2022-23, once again in the playoffs in 5 games played, has an 886 save percentage. So I'm not going to be the first one to say that the Winnipeg Jets are, every single year going into the playoffs like an absolute powerhouse of a team, because I think they get a little overrated from what they do for the most part in the regular season and going into playoffs there. I've never really thought they're as good of a contender as some people end up thinking they're going to be, but I just can't understand why people seem to think that this guy is the by far kind of clear best goalie when he cannot show up in the playoffs, when things matter most, when the game actually is coming down to it and you're going out there competing for that Stanley Cup. He is not able to produce at a great level like a guy like Igor Shesterkin is able to do. So as good as the numbers are in the regular season, come playoff time, this is someone who hasn't been able to put up at least an .890 save percentage in the playoffs since 2021. So I'm not even just talking about okay looking numbers, like something close to league average come playoff time. I'm talking about like he can't even get to the kind of way below league average numbers. Like, so that's something that just kind of goes to show like truly how bad he's been come playoff time. And that's why I just don't see why Igor gets much hate as he does when you really take a look at things there. And there's a guy who just won the Vezina, he won the Jennings, he won the Hart, so 3 trophies in one single season, and then falls flat in his face in the playoffs for the 3rd consecutive time, and he is labeled as the #1 goalie in the entire NHL. So I think personally, we're in a fine spot with Igor. I think when you really take a look at things there, this is a guy who shows up when things actually matter. And obviously, you have to be able to get to the playoffs. So you have to be able to make it to have a chance. And I'll be honest, and you can let me know in the comment section down below if you think I'm crazy or I'm being biased because I'm a big Igor Shesterkin fan and a Rangers fan, obviously. But I would honestly take Igor Shesterkin over Connor Hellebuck if you just had the option of taking one or the other. I'm taking Igor because for the simple fact that he shows up when things matter most, and that's when he's playing his best hockey, and that's come playoff time. Connor Hellebuck plays his best hockey in the regular season, and that's great. I mean, everyone talks about how good he was. Phenomenal. Yeah, he was phenomenal this past regular season, but that's the key word, regular season, not playoffs. He was not even close to, like I said, a .900 save percentage. So this is a guy who, can put up some phenomenal numbers in the regular season, but does it really matter a whole lot if you just kind of fall flat in your face come playoff time when that's the ultimate goal? It's to go on long playoff runs and win that cup. So to me, I'm taking Igor over a guy like Connor Hellebuck. And when you really kind of dive into some of the numbers since 2021, it kind of goes to show that Igor has really been right up there with the best goalies over the past kind of 4 seasons now. So since the season of 2021-22, for goalies with at least 110 games played, so not that crazy of a number for it being like 4 seasons now, he is 3rd with a .917 save percentage, just behind guys like Connor Hellebuck, who's in 2nd with a .919, and Ullmark with a .921 in 1st place. But then if you knock it up to like 175, so you just kind of knock off Ullmark, there's at 174, well, of course, Igor slides into 2nd. So I really think that kind of goes to show how good Igor has been over the last kind of 4 seasons now, really since he's kind of broken into the NHL and kind of gotten that full-time role. He has consistently been one of the top goalies in the entire NHL, even in the regular season, where his numbers, a couple seasons here and there haven't been that phenomenal, but he's still been decent in those seasons, even in his down years. So I think overall, Igor is a really good, consistently great goalie. I mean, game in and game out, he'll have a couple of games here and there where he's not playing great, like every goalie will, of course, but I think for the most part there, you're getting a pretty consistently, high-end goalie. He might not be every single season fighting for the Vezina, but he should be one of the top guys every single season, at least about in that top 10, if not like top 5 range every single year in the regular season. But then come playoff time, I have the full faith in him that he's going to be probably that top goalie in the entire playoffs for that year. So he's got that kind of potential, which I just think is incredible when you have a playoff performer that just really just takes his game to a whole nother level when things truly matter most. And now let's take a look here at some advanced stats here from Money Puck with the goals saved above expected stat. And we're going to take a look at Igor Shesterkin over the last 4 seasons in the regular season and playoff time, his amount of goals saved above expected, which I think is the best kind of goalie stat there, as well as we'll take a look kind of where he's ranked in those seasons as well. So for the regular season numbers, he's got from this past season there for goals saved above expected in 2024-25, he was 7th with a 21.6, even in a down year for his standards, you could say. In 2023-24, he was 12th with a 12.1. In 2022-23, he was 5th with a 28.1. And then back in 2021-22, his Vezina winning year, he was, of course, 1st with a 34.1. So pretty consistently, about around that kind of top 10 range there, which I think is pretty good. And, multiple seasons there, 3 of the 4 in that top 7, including 2 in the top 5. So I think it's proven that he is a pretty good, consistent, above average goalie. And like I said, whether or not he's going to compete for that Vezina every single year, it's probably not going to happen, but he still should be, at least in the regular season, a good above average goalie at like worst case scenario. Best case, you're going to get a Vezina caliber guy, and come playoff time, I can almost guarantee you he's going to be quite phenomenal. As taking a look at the playoff numbers here, like I said, they are, of course, pretty great. He's got for the 2023-24 season, as the Rangers did not make playoffs last season, he ended up having 13.1 being in second place. Then you've got for 2022-23, second place once again with an 8.8, and he only had 7 games played that season as well, which, hurts your amount or kind of ability to get even higher numbers there for the statistic. And then you also got back in 2021-22 where he was first with an 18.6. So he has consistently been an elite playoff performer and has also, for the most part, proven to be a well above average goalie in the regular season consistently as well. So I would definitely say that Igor Shesterkin is absolutely deserving to be in that top 3 of the goalie rankings heading into this upcoming season. But as always, definitely don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on today's video. What are your thoughts with Igor dropping down from number 1 in last year's rankings to number 3 in this year's? And also, what are your thoughts on Igor Shesterkin in general? Do you think he is, absolutely one of the top tier guys in the entire NHL? Like, would you pick him over a guy like Hellebuyck, like I was kind of talking about there, when you're not just factoring in the regular season, obviously, but you're just factoring in everything as a whole, playoffs and regular season combined? Would you take Igor over Hellebuyck? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also, of course, definitely don't forget to click that like and subscribe button for daily New York Rangers content, as I do post a video about the New York Rangers every single day, as of course I am a massive New York Rangers fan, just like all you out there watching this as well. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next one, and let's go Rangers.